this out. The title of today's message is If You Want It, Take It. So I say that this was inspired because actually I was feeling real entitled yesterday. Like I was being super passive. And so I had to say to them, I literally had to coach myself up yesterday. And what I thought about was when when you trying to go after something, like you just gotta go get it. In basketball a lot of times we say, sometimes it's not the skill of the player, it's the will of the player. That player that just got that flat out dog in them. So I had a couple thoughts about the mentality of if you want it, take it. Number one, change agent 007. Yes, that's you. So when I'm talking about change agent 007, sometimes I find that we looking outside and we saying, well, when this changes or that changes, or I want this to change, or this a problem, or that's a problem. Why not let us allow it to start with us? We can be the change that we want to see. And so with that being the case, if I have problems in my outer world or things that I'm unsatisfied with, that means I'm also the solution. I'm taking personal responsibility and saying that I'm going to change it. I will be the one to set the standard for what I want to see in the world. Number two, create conditions for success. So when I think about that, I think about when I was a classroom teacher. When I first started, I was just dead set on my students are not using the calculator. But after about 2 weeks, I was about to pull my hair out. And so what I started to see was my students, they were lacking certain skills with no fault of their own. But at the end of the day, guess what? I was going to be held accountable to these students performing at the end of the year. So I had to adjust. I had to create some conditions for them to succeed. So I had to learn how to use the calculator. I had to allow my students to be able to do it because as Dr. Barbie said, that they're not going to test my students on whether they can add or subtract. They're going to test them on Algebra 1. So when we think about creating conditions for success, what are the things that we need to do to succeed? Like, what are those things that I'm going to have to do for myself? If I'm going to be a public speaker, maybe I need to take some public speaking classes. Maybe I need to, read some books. Maybe I need to do some research. What are those conditions that I need to have for myself in order for me to be successful? Number three, we have to be willing to think outside the box. So, shout out for the quote today on the PowerPoint from Albert Einstein. Shout out, CJ. Anyways, so the quote was this: we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Boom! So in order for us to have different results, we have to think differently because the old way didn't get it done. And so the question we have to ask ourselves is, who do I need to be to get this done? So let me call myself out. So I can create a plan all day, but you know what skill is lacking for me right now is execution. So in order for me to succeed and do all the things I want to do, I have to become a master executor. And so what we have to do is ask ourselves, when we want certain things or we trying to achieve a goal and all that, who do I need to be to get this done? Because the old way didn't get it done. So I have to change what I'm doing. This is a side note to thinking differently. So when you think outside the box, everyone is not going to agree. And that's okay. Because you know what? Albert Einstein, they thought he was a little nuts. Martin Luther King, he had a dream. That happened. And the Wright brothers thought that we could fly airplanes. So when you think differently, even the great ones, they usually do. Whatever it is, that thing that you're wanting or the things that you want to change, go get it. If you want it, take it. So number one, be the standard. Be the change that you want to see. Secondly, create conditions for success. So what are the things that I need to do here to be successful? How can I help myself become more successful? And number three, think outside the box. Have an open mind. Be open to new possibilities and a new way of doing things. Please subscribe. Please share. Because guess what, baby? It's all love. But it's the Dorky Jock signing off, baby. And I'm out.